The unknown can cause anxiety and stress. And for most men, fatherhood is a big unknown. I know it was for me. I didn't know what was involved. I didn't know how to take care of a child. And I certainly didn't know how it was going to impact my life. Don't get me wrong. I was excited. I was just a little worried. I was worried that the life I knew was about to change. Now, I didn't know if it was going to be a good change or a bad change, but I definitely knew that something was going to change. In today's video, we're going to try to answer the question, how does becoming a father change your life? Is life a lot different after having a child? Do you no longer get to do the things that you want to do? Let's dive in and see. Hey guys, I'm Jason Kreidman and welcome to another episode of Dad University. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and click on that notification bell. Also, it really helps us spread our message when you share these videos. So maybe you know a couple people that might enjoy it, please share it with them. I'm making the assumption that you either just had a child or you've got one on the way. In either case, you've got some concerns and those concerns are valid. I think nearly all men who become fathers for the first time are concerned that having a child is going to impact their life in some way and possibly change it. The short answer is that having a child doesn't change who you are, but it certainly can impact many different areas of your life. Now, some men choose to look at those changes as a positive, while others will look at those exact same changes as a negative. So, the awesome thing is that you get to decide how it impacts you. I recently did a video about the power of choice. And the basics are, we have the ability to choose whether something affects us in a positive way, in a negative way, or doesn't affect us at all. But we have the choice. It's up to us. And having a child is a great example of this. You are up in the middle of the night because your baby is crying. You could curse the world and get pissed off that you got another night of interrupted sleep. This has been a couple days in a row and you're just sick of it. Or you can look at your child's face and realize how lucky you are to have this child in your life. Now, same scenario, but that decision is yours. And when you become a father, you are filled with those kinds of moments where you get to make that decision. In fact, anyone's life is filled with those moments. Doesn't matter if you're a father or not, it's filled with those moments where you get to decide how you're approaching that situation. Having a baby is actually called a life-changing event. So how does the baby change our lives? Well, I'm going to give you a couple ways that it changed for me. First, I'm going to talk about those ways that maybe I had to adapt. I just talked about the power of choice, and maybe I chose to look at these in a little bit more of a negative way when I could have been probably a little bit more positive. Less personal time. So the little time that I had just became less. I had to figure out what I really wanted to do and then coordinate that with my wife. Time management becomes very important when you have a child. More responsibilities. I was now responsible for another human being. So whether that was time, it was cleaning, it was financial responsibility, it just felt overall that I had a lot more responsibilities than I did before. Feeling less in control. It will often feel like that little one is the one running the house. Oh, we have a meeting at 4 o'clock? Well, we're going to be late. The baby took a late nap and then now needs a diaper change and a clothing change, so we're not going to make it on time. So for those of you who like to be in control, it's not going to always go your way. So you just have to get used to that. There may be some others too that you are concerned about. Possible less intimacy with your wife, getting less sleep, more obligations with family and events. There are other things that can happen, but again, you get to decide how these things will impact you. While these things are thought of negative, I can easily tell you that it was all worth it. It's much easier now to be able to look back and have some perspective and realize that those things were not that big of a deal. At the time, going through them, yes. But when you look back and at the big scheme of life, there are all these little events that happened, and you really can have that perspective to feel like it really was worth it. These things may not be as important for you, or you might not experience them at all. You may have some completely different challenges or things that impact your life. But for the most part, these were things that I had to adapt to, and we got to decide whether it was impacting us positively or negatively. So let's shift gears a bit, and I want to look at some positive things that you can experience when becoming a father. Or at least, these are things that I experienced. It forced me to be more patient. The fact that I now had less control, I was forced to be more patient. If I wasn't, I was going to drive myself crazy and everybody around me. We did a video on how to be more patient. It takes work, it's not easy, but it is possible. And I can tell you that being more patient has helped me in numerous areas of my life. You feel love you never knew you had. The feelings you have for your child are unexplainable. You want to protect them, you want to help them learn, you want to support them, and you want to see them grow. It's the love that you have for them is just like nothing you have ever experienced. You're less selfish. It isn't just about me anymore. When you are in a relationship, you probably become a little less selfish, but having a child takes it to a whole other level. And being less selfish feels really good. You get to experience things through their eyes. So the joy and all the fun that they experience, you actually get to feel that. And so in being less selfish, you actually get to experience more joy, more responsible. Yes, I said having more responsibilities was a negative, but being more responsible, that was a positive. You can call it maturity, being more responsible, growing up, whatever. Being more responsible was a positive thing. Now, sure, there are some people that are going to look at that as a negative because they like the idea of feeling like they're immature or young or however they define it. But for me, being more responsible was a very positive thing. I hear a lot of soon-to-be dads talk about how worried they are that their life is going to change. They're not going to be able to hang out with their friends. They're not going to be able to do those things that they used to be able to do. And the truth is that you can. You just might have to coordinate it with your partner, and you can't neglect your responsibilities at home, but you can do those things that you want to do. And the truth is, your partner is going to want to do the things that she wants to do also. There's no reason why you can't. It just might take a little bit more coordination. When you become a father, your priorities often change. Your priorities may have already shifted when you got into a relationship. Well, when you become a father, they shift once again. And what you thought was important before may not be as important now. Different things come into your life and become more important, and therefore become the priority. Fatherhood isn't easy. Nothing worth having or that's really valuable is easy. It takes work, it takes effort. And I'm not going to tell you that there aren't ups and downs within fatherhood. But what has really helped me has been to learn to manage those downs. And that's what we're here to do. There's going to be those great times and those bad times. The key is minimizing those bad times and/or learning how to manage them. This is the reason for Dad University and why I make videos. Fatherhood is for our entire lives. Don't you think it makes sense to learn to excel at it and really enjoy it? And as I said in the beginning of this video, we have the ability to look at things in a positive way or a negative way. And if you choose to look at this fatherhood roller coaster in a positive way, I promise you that it will be so enjoyable. And that choice is yours. I would love to hear from you. Has becoming a father changed you at all? Leave your feedback in the comment section below. If you found this video helpful, you don't want to miss what we have for you in our other videos. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and click on that notification bell. Also, if you know a couple people that might enjoy this video, please share it with them. We'll see you next time.